Hey, it's Coach Kyle. If you're brand new or trying to get into pickleball, I'm going to give you a few little tips just to learn the mechanical motions. Sometimes it's not super intuitive in terms of how your body and your arm works. I'm going to put the paddle down because sometimes it's just easier to use your hand. The first motion that we're going to work on, we're going to get in an athletic stance and we're going to work on raising. This motion is right here in the shoulder joint. We keep our elbow and our wrists pretty neutral, meaning I'm not using my wrist and I'm not using my elbow much in this motion. If you think about how we would toss the ball underhand, it's basically raising from the shoulder joint. Examples of raising would be drop shots, dinks, lobs, serves, sometimes return of serves. All right, so with the paddle, this is raising, 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 raising. All right, so we're raising on the backhand. Raising, raising. The second motion that we have is long axis rotation. That's a kind of a long technical term for basically ground stroke swinging. And how that works is we turn and we put our arm behind our body and then we rotate our body and then we send our arm and we rotate our arm. This is long axis rotation. It's a long axis rotation because this rotation is happening in the forearm and the shoulder joint. And this just allows us to comfortably decelerate our arm. So if we start from behind our body, our hand will typically lower and then it's going to raise naturally. And then we need a way to decelerate, and that's how we rotate our arm. So it happens very similar on the backhand side. We're going to bring our arm down, forward, and then we're going to rotate. All right, this is rotating. So I'm rotating my body and rotating my arm. Then the third motion, extending. So I'm going to come up to the non-volley line, the kitchen line. In this area we can't hit the balls out of the air in front of this line or on the line. So if we have high balls, we can hit the ball out of the air by extending, meaning I'm going to have my elbow bent. If the ball's on the left side of my hand, I'm going to use the back of my hand as an example, and I'm going to extend my arm. So we can practice this motion, extending. So any balls that are like chest high to head high, we would do this extending motion. If it's on the right side of my body, I'm going to turn slightly and I'm going to extend with my palm forward. I'm going to extend my arm. That's it. That's it. And then the fourth motion is spiking. Just like we would spike a volleyball. Those are balls that are above my head. So if it's to the right of my body, I'm just going to spike down with a little bit of pronation. So I'm going to rotate my arm slightly. So that way it keeps my hand in a higher position, but I can still hit downwards with the palm instead of pulling my entire arm downwards. So I keep my hand fairly high and I can spike down. If it's on the left side of my head, the same thing. I can rotate my arm and still spike down. And those are the four motions.